We have 15 mods to cover today, from brand new mods to large sauropods that could be soon unleashed into the game. As always, there's a lot to cover, and you're probably getting fed up of the popcorn now, but you better grab some more because we're getting right into it. For those of whom who like the fantasy stuff, that's what we're starting off with today. We're getting it out of the way early because there's some cool things to talk about. Firstly, the Xigilla team, specifically Rospaw, has showcased 2 mods off, one of which is upcoming and the other is a brand new attack for one of them, which is technically already released but isn't available at the moment. Which brings me to a quick topic that I'm going to say for a lot of people who don't know why their favorite mods are currently not on the game, for example the Dominus or the Draco Viper. It's because, well, they're not up to date with the latest version of the game yet. This can be said for many mods, some old ones as well that are not in the game. They just haven't been updated at all, so bear that in mind. The reason why some of your favorite mods aren't available is because they're just not up to date yet. That being said, firstly, the kirin itself is in engine. Look at it. It's next to a Ceratosaurus. It looks great. It looks really nice in engine, I'm not going to lie. This is over halfway complete as well. 28 out of the 45 tasks complete on the Trello board. So it's doing well in terms of its development. It's actually not the most, in progress mod on the Xigilla Trello. And we're going to talk about the other one that is later in this video. That being said, let's talk about the next creature. The Dominus is the next creature because Rospaw revealed that the Dominus will get fire breathing and the Draco Viper will get some form of venom spitting. Speaking of the Dominus, well, the fire breathing ability we have a picture of. This has been achieved from help by fellow modder called Duper, so special thanks to them. Shout out to Duper. But look how cool this fire breathing is. I'm curious how it'll be in the game. Will it be like the Cursed Rex's fire breathing, which is a bit terrifying if I'm not going to lie. Anyways, we do have another fantasy creature to talk about. This one comes from the Primordial Tyrants' Ignis branch, so let's get right to that. As soon as I finished my last mod news video in true Velocci fashion, the Primordial Tyrants team dropped a bunch of information about the maligantus. Now, I say finished, it was before I uploaded the video when this all came out, but I'd already finished the video by then. That being said, this is a new skin for the maligantus. This is made by Euhelopterus. They've also shown the pattern variations for it. Now, I'm pretty sure these are the pattern variations and not any model variations. I don't see any subspecies changes here, so I'm pretty sure it's only one of them right now. But we've got pattern 1, pattern 2, and pattern 3. And I think it showcases a little bit of color variation too. There's a nice amount of screenshots, there's 6 of which, showing them all from different angles, each one individually and top down of them as well. Honestly, every time I see the maligantus, it just gets better and better, although I do find it funny that this guy is pretty much like every typical gym bro. He's all arms and no legs, but at least this guy has muscly legs, unlike me. We're not even going to talk about that. We're going to move into the next Primordial Tyrants mod. So the Primordial Tyrants Tyrannosaurus Rex will be getting some changes to the sculpt. Nautilus has showcased some work in progress of the sculpt. The one on the left of the screen right now is the old one. The one on the right is the new one. I'll do a proper before and after as well. Now they are closer up. So here's the old one on the screen right now, and here is the new one instead. It looks so much better. They said the main reason they're doing this is because they want to make sure it doesn't look washed out, and they've definitely done so. The improvements are very, very obvious. And of course, we're going to wrap the Primordial Tyrants part up with the PT Austroraptor. We have gotten a little showcase of the default skin for this in-game, the model of the dinosaur as well in-game, and of course it looks great, but we also have the skins, which we're showcasing right now. Here's all of them on the screen, but before getting to that, I just want to say this dinosaur is at 5 out of 44 tasks complete on its Trello page. Of course, we also know one of the subspecies, and that is Austroraptor cabezai, which was kind of obvious because that is the only species for Austroraptor, pretty much the type species for it. Now, the colors look great. Have a watch. Let me know your thoughts. There are some really nice variations with this, as with every Primordial Tyrants mod. The colours always look gorgeous. I can't wait to see more skins. That's not all for the big raptors, because we have another one to talk about, and it's my raptor. It's the Velociraptor. We finally have some more news to showcase for it in game. These are just some previews of it. We've got the model in engine, and it looks gorgeous. I mean, it's my mod, of course, I'm going to say that. This also showcases one of the new contest winning skins as well. Now, obviously, this shows it in game. Now, there's still a long way to go with it. It's going to get some touch-ups on its textures and normal maps since it's a full replacement of the model. We also know that it's being reanimated currently. There's additionally this preview as well, which was sent to me. This was showcasing another contest winner skin. This is a red panda skin. There's still some things that need fixing for it, like the weight paint issues in the thigh, for example. But that's everything we have for that at the moment. Let's get into two other Divine Beast stuff. Now, while we await news from the Wrath of the Goliath Spinosaurus mod, there's still the Divine Beast Spinosaurus mod that's got a lot of information for us to showcase. We've got 4 pieces to showcase today, 3 of which are animations, 1 is a model preview. For the model development, we get to see an update to the sculpt based on feedback, and they have shown a preview of the head. They're aiming to still also use a more sleek look from the OG sculpt, hinting to a sleek scales ability of sorts in the future that could come to it. That being said, for the animations, I'm going to be playing them all at the end of this segment as well, so you can properly see them. First one we get to look at is the look around emote, which is a work in progress. Then you've got the streamlined swim work in progress, which is up next. And then finally, there's the regular slow swimming animation as well. Now, bear in mind, these are all work in progresses, but they're probably confident enough in how these look to share them, and there might be some changes in the future. That being said, here's all of them back to back, but we've got one more Divine Beast mod to talk about. We have another fasalosuchus teaser, and this is it on the screen right now. This is literally the teaser, but it looks so much better than the other fasalosuchus teasers that we've had. In fact, it looks so much different compared to the other ones. It looks so nice. I'm not gonna lie, every time I see it, it gets better and better. And I don't even know what's changed since the last one. It just looks even better than it did before. It looks different. I'm going to put them side by side. It just feels different. That being said, let's move into the next stuff. We've got a bunch of news from the Titanus constructor stupendemys, which for those who don't know is a giant prehistoric sea turtle. Now, the creator of the mod wanted to clarify things with a small dev update, and that was this. They are working on this mod in their spare time. Stupendemys is currently in brief testing in game. They're rehauling a lot of the animations like the walk cycle they did share before and after, which I'll have on the screen now. Essentially, the old one didn't transfer into the game well, so they took a step back to reanimate it. Now, the second one is a work in progress, but it is far better than the previous one, and they think it's going to be a lot better in game. As for the other things as well, the default skin has been completed. The males will have orange or yellow color palettes, and the females will have dark green color palettes. One of the subspecies is now officially completed. This is based off the snapping turtle. They also shared a preview which shows the shell spikes can be altered to be non-existent, so there will be subspecies with the original shell minus the male display spikes as well. Now, Layla hasn't said when it's specifically going to be ready to play and be released, but they did say they hope mid-September. Now, do take that with a pinch of salt. Anything can happen from now until September, and things could change massively. That being said, let's talk about the next mod, a sauropod. We have a triple header of sauropods to talk about now. We're starting off with a brand new one. This is made by, I would assume it's with a team as well, unless they're doing it as a solo project, and if they are, hats off, and if it's with a team, they've all done a fantastic job. So, I'm very excited for this mod. Let's talk about it. This is euhelopus, which I've definitely mispronounced, but was essentially teased with a video showcasing it in the Grim Expanse map, which was the reveal video of it. Now this is a titanosauriform. It's not the tallest out of the sauropods, but I think this would be a perfect fit for Path of Titans because it's not too big. You can compare it to that of a Tyrannotitan. It is taller, but it's definitely still something that can be taken down by the Tyrannotitan. It's not going to be massive like that of Argentinosaurus. And speaking of Argentinosaurus, here is it next to an Argentinosaurus. It's pretty much half the size of it. We have equally been told by the developer of the mod that this is not released just yet, but it is really close to releasing, and perhaps that means we can expect to see this in the near future. I, for one, am very excited for this, and I cannot wait to see this in game. Yes, it's a small sauropod, it's not too small, but it fits just nicely into the game. Speaking of something that's going to be massive, it's not a low taper fade, it's Barosaurus. In my last video, I said I was unsure who was making this mod. In fact, this is being made by the Alum. Now, we do have another new image to showcase for this massive sauropod, and that is the default skin on the mod, and this is the Everglades skin. Additionally, we know that the mod is 14 meters tall and 50 meters long, which means it's going to be huge. The skin kind of reminds me of that of the Apatosaurus from Beast of Bermuda, and I really like that dinosaur in the game, so I'm quite hopeful for this one as well. Now, the Alum did not just showcase the Barosaurus, but also a crazy variation to Shunosaurus. Now, if you don't know what Shunosaurus is, basically a sauropod with a club tail or some form of which. Now, this is Shunosaurus armatus, which essentially, as the name suggests, it's a heavily armored Shunosaurus with a massive array of spikes and an extra spiky clubby tail. It's basically like a Spec Evo version of Shunosaurus, and it looks awesome. But aside from that and the Barosaurus mod, the Alum has a bunch of other mods that are coming to the game, like Edmontosaurus, Cyats, Plateosaurus, Neovenator, Tarbosaurus, and Giganotosaurus. They can all be seen by this size graph right here, the Barosaurus being the tallest one and the Shunosaurus being the one next to that, and then it goes in a very sporadic order. I'm not actually sure the correct order there, but you can kind of see based on the sizings and previews of the mods as well. That being said, let's talk about a massive spider. Now, there is an arachnophobia warning for this segment, so please skip to the timestamp that's on the screen now. Other than that, we're talking about the gigarachne now. For the gigarachne, we have a little piece of progress to showcase. This is the threatening emote. It's really well animated and it sounds really good, so have a watch and listen to it in a moment. In terms of the mod's development, however, it is well past the halfway mark with 29 out of the 40 tasks completed. It's basically in the final 11, almost in the final 10. The two recent ones that were updated for this mod were the left and right turn and the threaten, which is in the video that we have showcased. Currently, looking at the Trello board for Exargilla, the gigarachne is the furthest in development out of all the new upcoming mods, not including ones like the Dominus, which are mods to be updated but are already released. Anyways, here's that aggro or threaten call. A brand new fantasy dinosaur mod has entered the fray, and this comes from the Primal Wraths team, which is essentially the Wrath of the Goliath team. This is chelycorax, and this is a Centaurine stegosaurid similar to that of Kentrosaurus or Miragaia, but this has a twist. This dinosaur developed semi-aquatic adaptations to find better food. This is a Spec Evo dinosaur, and there's quite a bit of information from it. This is a dinosaur that has specialized beak that aids in both fishing and cropping aquatic plants. Its claws are the longest from any stegosaur in Path of Titans, allowing itself to anchor to the bottom of waterways. This, like Kentrosaurus, is a facilitative biped. It's able to rear up to reach tree leaves and ferns or intimidate predators. It has smaller plates, and its tail phagomizer and plates have completely fused into osteoderms to create a crocodile-like paddle tail. Look at this concept art. This thing is insane. This might actually be one of my favorite speculative dinosaurs that I have seen in such a long time. The art for this is gorgeous, and what's even cooler about this is that this is the start of speculative series that the Wrath of the Goliaths team are going through. I'm excited to see this in the game, but I'm equally excited to see what the Wrath of the Goliaths team do next with their Spec Evo creatures. I'm actually curious. What are your thoughts? What do you think is gonna come next out of this? But finally, we have one more mod, and this is Regalius's Edmontosaurus. A little bit of progress. It's essentially there's more texturing done to it and some changes to the head. Now the head isn't textured just yet, but the vast majority of the model has been textured more compared to how it was before. Regalius additionally said that this will be soon shown off with proper concept art and the first official skin for it being shown off soon. Very excited for it. It looks great. I think they've done a great job with it. A couple more mods I want to talk about briefly. We have 2 videos for the jeholopterus, and this thing is absolutely adorable. One of which is it flying overhead and then diving down, and the other one is of it landing, having a look around, and then walking past the camera. This thing is adorable. It's such a cute little pterosaur, and it's in-game. It was in-game last time I spoke about it, but now we're showcasing the locomotion and stuff like that in this video, so that means surely it's progressing quite well. Either way, I can't wait to see what the developers of this mod have left to showcase, and when this thing releases, I'm sure it's going to be a fan favorite. Another mod group I want to talk about, I'm putting this at the end because it's just me talking to the camera while showing you this. This is the Pandora mod team. Now, I've heard some rumbles about it before. I've actually covered it briefly before, specifically their ichthyovenator, and that's where I wanted to start. Their ichthyovenator is in active development. It's only one task away from completion. This is it right here. This is a screenshot of it in game, but it's in testing right now, and as you can see, that's all that's left to happen with it. As for their other mods, they've got an austroraptor in the works. Here is a picture of it as well, which has about 13 tasks left in its development. That being said, there are some upcoming mods that are very exciting for us. The first one, of course, is Spinosaurus. They're going to bring in their own Spinosaurus mod, and there it is right there. But the most important one here is the Titanoboa. Now, one thing that's important to note, there's no picture of it, but there are some pictures of it because I have 2, which I'm going to put on the screen now for you. So the first one is it compared to the ichthyovenator, so it doesn't look that big. It's not going to be as big as the Divine Beasts Titanoboa. But we also get a picture of the baby skin as well for it. Now, one thing that we do know about this Titanoboa mod, one, it's definitely a different mod, so we're getting 2 Titanoboa mods coming to the game. But the other important thing is, someone asked, how does it plan to work, especially with the physics that change the body on different terrain types, without making it glitch in the ground all the time like the Megalania or Sauropods tails do almost all the time. Now, the developer of the mod did say, in fact, it will apply the same operation as the tail of the Megalania, but by adding physics to its entire body. Now, that should hopefully mean the body doesn't phase into the ground like the Megalania and Sauropods tails. Now, there are a lot of other mods coming. I'm not going to be talking about all of them, but there is an ichthyosteger, for example, which is a big amphibian. There's a euhelopus, for example. Now, there are some flyers like this Tapayara, which is currently 49 out of 51 tasks complete, which means it could be probably coming soon. But something that I think a lot of you will be excited for is there is a Megalodon in the works. Now, there was a Megalodon in the works previously by the Wrath of Goliath team. I think it was made by MNGWA. I think that's their username. I've definitely said it wrong, but or got the letters wrong. But that's on hold. And this seems to be in development. It's seemingly been added to this in August of last year. It's 13 out of 44 tasks, so it's not halfway. It's still got a long way to go. They have other aquatics as well, like Fasalosuchus, which is a giant mosasaur. This is further in development with 20 out of 47 tasks complete. And then you've got Edestus, which is a shark. Now, this thing looks way cooler than the Megalodon model. I think we do already have a helicopter in the game. It's basically the same family, but this thing looks so cool. I love that model. There is other stuff coming as well. There's herbivores, and one of them that we've got listed is Arthroplura, which is a giant centipede. But either way, that was a mod team that I wanted to bring up. There's a Titanoboa mod, a different Titanoboa mod coming, and there is an ichthyovenator that could be soon releasing into the game, which is going to be quite exciting, and obviously a Megalodon. A lot of people have been asking about Megalodon mods and how there's no representation of this big prehistoric shark in the game, despite it being popular. Here it is, and of course, like I said, another upcoming Titanoboa for you all to feast your eyes upon. I'd love to know your thoughts though. Are you excited for this Titanoboa or the Megalodon or any of these mods on this list? I'd love to know your thought. That being said though, everybody, that's all the mod news for this week. there's quite a bit of mods that came out with news lately, and we've had quite a bit to talk about. That's 15 mods, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. If you want to check out another video, check out this one where I talk about what could be the next update for Path of Titans, laying down my predictions. Anyways, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Peace.